What's up, Mythic crew? Welcome back to another video. In this one, we are going to be spraying a skateboard. We are going to do some metal flake and some tape work, some more intricate designs. We have this skateboard prepped out to 320. I just primed it and we've sanded it. Now I'm going to clean it off with some wax and grease, and we're gonna lay down some flake. I'll show you how we mix that and the ratio in just a second.
So you're gonna see me laying down some of this tape around the edges, and because of some movie magic, I am going to fill up this whole backside with tape, and we will jump to the front.
So we've got the 3M V2 spray gun. I put a white tip on it, which is the 2.0 nozzle, which is pretty large. We could do this with a 1.7 or larger. I like to go for the 2.0. We're gonna spray it around 22 pounds of pressure. And we have 3 different sizes of gold flake this time. I usually do silver, but we're gonna use gold. It's Did Spade Flake, 0.008, we have 0.015, and then we also have the 0.004. All 3 of their different sizes. We've got 8 ounces of Intercoat Clear mixed up here that we are going to spray to hold in this Did Spade Flake. I'm going for a 100% coverage here. If you were not, you're gonna wanna lay down a colored base coat, probably to match whatever color that you are spraying, whether that's a silver or a gold. Here we would lay a gold, but I'm going to go for 100% coverage, so we're not gonna need that. This will be our base coat. Starting out with half of each of these bottles, I'm gonna mix it into this clear, and then we're gonna see what this looks like. To add a little bit of reducer to this, it was a little thick. You're gonna want 100% coverage on the stick, like right there when I pull it out, and it's falling off the stick and there's no clear spots. That's how we're gonna get that 100% coverage that we're looking for. Now, very important part is that you need to cut out the filter inside of your 3M cup, because this filter is much too small when it comes to that gold flake. It's gonna catch it all, and then we are not gonna be able to spray anything. So cut out the filter on your cup. All right, so we have our Intercoat Clear, we have all of our gold flake mixed together, we have it on our 3M gun. We are gonna be spraying at 22 PSI. This is a 1.8 tip. It's the clear tip. So I'm gonna go turn the booth on, put on my gear, and we are going to spray this board. It's gonna be a little bit loud, but let's get to it.
Alright, well this clip is obviously sped up, but I'm actually moving at a slower pace and at a farther distance than usual. Because we have that large tip on the spray gun, we would like to make sure that we're laying down a light coat that we will have to be base in the beginning, and then we'll go heavier and heavier so that we don't get any runs as we allow it to stick. So you'll see that I shake the gun here. Even when you have a 2.0 tip, you can get clogs in the gun, and you're going to have to shake that flake around and just try to get it to unstick and move. Now this is when I start to get closer and I start to lay it a lot more heavy after we have done our first light pass and we start to get some full coverage. Now you'll see me using what is called a sun gun to review and look and make sure that we have 100% coverage after I finished spraying. So I'm going across the board with that and taking a look.
So the board is flashed off, that's dry. We are going to mix up the clear coat that we're gonna spray on the top of this now. I have the 1.3 tip to put onto my gun. We're going to spray at 26 PSI, somewhere around there, maybe a little higher. Depends how it's laying out today in this temperature. We are going to be using the Eurochem 2K clear coat. It's a high solid, so it's going to give us a thick base that we can sand on, because with gold flake, it is actually silver that is coated in a coloring. Along with any color flake, they are just coated silver. So you want to make sure that when you lay your clear, you have enough that you never sand into your flake, because if you sand into this flake, it's going to show silver instead of gold. So we're going to lay at least 3 coats of this, depending on how the coverage is looking. We're going to mix it up and we're going to get spraying.
So we got the first coat of clear down, now we have to let this flash off again, and then we'll lay down another coat. We're going to go for at least 3, maybe 5, depending on how flat it's looking once we lay them out.
We did 4 heavy coats and it's looking decently flat. We're going to let this dry overnight, and then we're gonna come back tomorrow, wet sand it out, see if we need to lay another coat of clear or see if it's flat enough to lay our designs. So I'll let you guys take a look, and then we'll be back in the shop tomorrow. All right, Mythic crew, we're back. It's the next day and this board is now completely dry. We are going to wet sand this clear, for 1, so that we can get a flat surface, and for 2, so that we can get texture, so that we can get adhesion with our next layer of paint after we lay down all of our designs. So I've got a DA with an interface pad that's soft, and I have 600 grit, wet 600, which means that we're going to use water on this surface while we sand it.
So now, after entirely too much wet sanding and scuffing, we finally have a flat surface on the board that we can use to tape.
All right, so we've got 3 different types of 3M tape. This is all very flexible, so that you can turn corners and make rounded edges with it. You've got an X-Acto knife, so you can cut it and be very careful with it and exact. So I'm gonna start laying out some designs on the board. It can be really hard to get the rounded edges to be completely the same on both sides. Sometimes you have to pick them up and lay them down a few different times and eyeball it just right. One of the measurement methods that you can do to make sure that things are even are you can use your thumbnails from one edge to the other edge. And then you go from one edge to the other edge, so you can tell that the distance is the same on the inside. And that is the one thing about the 3M tape compared to some of the other tape. As you saw, I had to go over that bend a few different times to get the tape to actually bend and contour to that corner. Some of the other tapes will bend a little bit easier. The 3M tape sticks really nice, but you do have to sometimes do a tight bend like that a few different times. All right, so we finished with the pattern. Now I'm gonna go around and push down all the edges on every piece of tape. Make sure that they're stuck down really well. Because you don't want any of this paint bleeding underneath your tape. Right now I'm gonna lay out some tape so that I can block off, because I'm gonna put graphics in just specific areas. Now I'm not too awful concerned with what's gonna happen on this outer edge here, because I'm actually going to spray all of this edge base coat black. So we're just gonna have design pattern in the middle, and then it's gonna be black all around the edges. We've mixed up a little bit of candy. I was testing out all of these different colors that I have here. This is kind of a mess, but I have two blues right here. I took the blue and then I threw some yellow in the blue to make a teal. So we have blue, we have a normal blue, and we have a teal. We're gonna spray both of those and fade those out. We're just gonna do blue over gold, no other colors. Simple but sweet. So we've got black base coat around the edges. We've got all my design work in the teal. Now we're gonna take the darker blue and we're going to go right along all of the lines that I've laid out and fade out from all of those and cover this whole board with candy.
All of our base coats are dry here, so we're gonna peel off all of this tape and make sure that everything is gold and we've had no bleed through. And if there is, I'll show you what we do to combat that. Sick. Honestly, that's pretty cool. That's fair. It's kind of cooler than I thought it would be now that I took the tape off. All right, we've got our clear coat mixed up. We're gonna be spraying it with the 1.3 tip. We're gonna be shooting for somewhere between 27 and 29 PSI. And yeah, this is gonna be our final finish. Let's do it. So after this final coat of clear, the board will be finished. Here's the final shots, and thank you for watching and stay tuned for the next video.